afterwards, but it was, we did like, I don't know, 10 takes and take the best part of it, cut it together, and that's it. So that was quite easy. And since we shot it with a Canon G7, we also took pictures, which we used then for the artwork.
That's so nice.
Which is a good idea to have a round package. The video, the cover, everything looking the same.
Corporate identity kind of.
And the next thing we thought about was how to bring this thing on stage to do live shows with it, because the thing is, from inside it looks nice as you see through the camera, but from the outside you don't really see anything of the artist, and it doesn't make any sense to bring this as a stage setup on stage if you don't see the artist. So we were thinking about if we could have a camera inside and have a screen as a backdrop screen and show the content from the inside, but it doesn't really make any sense to hide the artist on stage. So we left the idea of the bubble, which is nice, but it's only working as a closed circle.
Maybe if you have a face more transparent.
Well, the more transparent the foil gets, the less you see of the projection.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, but
if you use like
maybe this is transparent and all is you can use it as a box.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, there is different fabrics you can use for that, of course, but the interesting part gets because of the structure of the foil and the fork. You don't really see what happens. You know, if you use regular screens, back pro screens or anything, then you don't have this
Texture.
Yeah, this structure look. And so what we did then, or we, with the guy who built this thing, we developed circles made out of bamboo. Or I have to say, for circles is our topic. We always work with circles. If we do graphics, we only work with circles and squares, more or less. We hardly use any film footage. So, of course, circles were the idea, and we started to build circles made out of bamboo. This is just a small model, but it's bamboo put together as a circle. And then we thought, how can we bring it on stage?
Oh, great.
And so we were thinking, how can we create a space or a layering on stage we can use for projecting on, but also have some organic look or something that looks good even if you don't project on it. Because a lot of times it's a problem if you go to festivals, there are daytime events and you can only project it by night. So you need a stage setup that works also during the day. And for that, bamboo is perfect because it's a nice organic material that looks always good. You can work with it in every kind of way. So we did different kinds of modeling, how to bring them on stage.
Even with the light show, it's
and
so you stretch something in between bamboos, right? You don't project on bamboos. You use the main construction to stretch something.
First there was the idea, how can we construct something that stands by itself, that's not just hanging, that is somehow static and not like swinging around, because the next step, of course, was then to put screens on the bamboo, and so we did a stage setup here. So we take the bamboo circles, you see the circles here, and we put screens on some of them to create more layers. It's a little bit dark, I mean. Can you?
Yeah, we can see. I can see.
Can you see?
Yeah.
So you see better here. We put the circles all over the stage.
Bamboos?
Yeah.
Structured bamboo. Structure.
It's an old one. And there you see it better. So, and then we put a backdrop screen behind the thing to be able to map the circles and to map the backdrop screen, and with this create space on the stage, even if it's a small space. And yeah, there you see that the circles are lit. And this was the first, actually this is just 2 weeks ago, so this is quite new. It was on.
How much time does it take to set up this construction before the concert begins?
With 2 people, an hour. You know, because bamboo is really flexible. You can do anything with it, and you just take some wiring, attach it together, put some screws in the stage, and it works. It's a wonderful material. I mean, they're building houses with it, so it's really, you can really put a lot of weight on it, and it still keeps the form.
Yes, but bamboo can burn, and
well, that was the thing we are working on right now.
Plastic burns too.
yeah, plastic burns too, but you can have some M1 is.
But the thing is, we experiment a lot with hula hoop circles and every kind of thing, but stage safety is of course a big issue, and the bamboo is, if you buy it wet. Then it doesn't burn at all, but it's quite heavy, and by the time it will lose the water, and at a certain point it will just light like wood. So the best possibility we got is there's a solution. It's some like liquid. You can put the bamboo in, and it will make it fire resist. And this way you can bring it on stage and fulfill the stage safety. Reasons. There's some more problems, and we are still working on this, because you can't just go on the stage and put things somewhere. You know, there's so many safety things, but we're working on that. But bamboo still is the best material to work with, especially if you don't know what's going to happen. You know, you come to the stage and you can't say, oh, I need the stage like this and this and this. You come to a venue, and then you find the stage. Okay, it needs to be like this. And then something needs to put here, so you can use this space.
You can improvise.
And with bamboo, you can improvise perfectly. And like I said, this is just 2 weeks ago, so unfortunately I don't have a video cut, but I have pictures of the show where you can see how we use the simple circle mapping to create the illusion of space on stage.
Again, how many projectors for 4 circles?
No, this is just one projector.
Just one, right?
Yeah.
It looks great.
It was quite big. It was 15,000 lumen, so had a lot of power. And I always like if the room vanishes, if you don't see that there's a room anymore. I think it's the same with if we do visuals in a club or mapping visuals or whatever. We always try to destroy the screen the boundaries of the screen. That's why we do mappings like this, or why we do panorama projections, or we don't want to project on screens anymore. We want to project on the walls, on the floor, anywhere. You know, to not have this watching television, watching cinema feeling anymore. You know, we want to feel the people. I would say if you have the boundaries, people accept some kind of information or entertainment. But if you manage to dissolve those boundaries, people are much more open to the visuals they can see. And so that's why we always try to build a space around the artist that if it's dark, you can't really see what is it. And then you light it spot to spot, and then suddenly the room, you can create a room around the artist. Yeah, it's just some images there. You can see how it really works fine with the fragile bamboo, organic kind of look, and then the high-tech visual look. It's a really nice combination, in my opinion. And it's, like I said, it's a really easy setup. So for us, we thought a lot about how can we build a setup and go on tour with the artist without having technical writers and we need this and that that all involves budget, but doing something simple, and this worked out the best. And then we built him a disco ball guitar. And because again, it's about giving him the possibility to play with the projection and with the guitar and the disco ball, the little mirrors on it. He was able to go in the projection and reflect the light into the people. Again, the backlight thing. It's always good to not have just a projection on the wall, but having the light go through in the people or over the people. So depths are created. Here you see a little bit how it worked out quite well. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to use any fog because it was an old location. With fog, of course, it works much better because then you see the light rays and the space really vanishes. Yep. That's the project we're working on right now, and that's what I wanted to show you, how to work with live visuals and low budget and get the most effects out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, good idea.
Any questions?
Please.
You carry your own
Please.
projector everywhere, right? You don't rely on the projector of the place that you got.
Well, that was one of the ideas we had to consider. If you go on a festival and use this bamboo setup, most festivals, they do have a big projector for backdrop projections. And so you're able to use that projector without doing some special installation, because you can do the mapping in 20 minutes on the fly, because it's quite easy with the circles. It's an easy mapping. And of course that was one main reason. How can we do it without being forced to be there a night before the show, to set up everything? But it must be easy and do it, and then not building down everything. So for that we said, let's just use one projector, because most locations do have one projector onto the stage, and not use more projectors from the side or something, because it's of course you have more possibilities with it, but in most cases it's just not possible to do it for a 1 hour show. Or it's way too much work for the thing.
And you know well, because we have a big technical writer.
And of course, I mean, it's wonderful to do those things, but you always have to find a way to make it happen.
Yes.
And our main focus was, how can we make a cool stage setup that where the people say, okay, we can do it because it doesn't cost 10,000 euros, and
And you use DLP projectors or LCD projectors for this project?
DLP.
Yeah.
Well, the video we had there were 5,000 minimums, small ACERs, but it was more than enough because there was no other light, of course. And for we had the pictures that were shot in the depth, and then the one where he stands next to the screen. We had two projectors from behind, and we take two small projectors and project on him from the inside.
Yeah.
And with that, you have the camera, and then you can really go and say, okay, I need this spot, take the little projector, we put them on magic arms, and then really go and put the projections there where you want them. The guy with the drums, then when you shoot it, you see those projections look really cool on the hi-hat or something, and you can take the projector and really mount it there, and
to use the reflections and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Okay. Do you want to
is Tasso. I'm from the VJ Co Okinawa 69. I'm here to represent an audio label from Cologne called Compact, and also a festival we're doing in Cologne called Pop. And I want to talk about the collaborations between DJs and audio labels, and show you an example of a video we did for a friend or an artist on the Compact label, where we used live visuals to shoot the video in one piece. It builds permanent or temporary spaces out of foil. So as you see here, this is made out of construction foil, and it's we put air inside of it, so it blows up.
Like a big bubble?
Like a big bubble, exactly. Like a light bubble. And yeah, and then we had the idea to project on it and shoot the video inside of that thing. And I'm just going to show you the video. The name of the song is called Hello Gorgeous. The artist is called Pop No Name. He's of course a friend and neighbor, it always is. And I'm going to show you first the video and then tell you how we
How many projects is this being used for?
for.
This is the interior of that bubble thing, right?
Yeah. He's standing inside of the bubble, and we're using 4 projectors, 2 from each side.
Outside.
It's brilliant. I like it.
Yes. Soon.
Yes, fantastic.
It's a bit strange to see the eye of the beaver.
Well, I'm a big fan of backlights.
Yes.
So we shot this video in the winter. It was quite cold, and it was a warehouse, so it wasn't easy to experiment too much because it was like minus 10 degrees or something. But especially with the fog,
do you put smoke in the bubble?
yeah, we had a fog machine, and so you can see the light rays.
Yeah.
Minder alabilirsin. Al. Hayır.
That's how you do the smoke.
He had to smoke a lot.
This is so efficient. It looks wonderful and it's not that expensive, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's such a nice thing. Is this used as a video clip on TV? So is it being used on video televisions or is it just for their concerts?
Well, it's more or less it's just to promote the album and the singer because there's
They don't have an album yet.
there is an album.
What's the name of the band?
It's called Pop No Name.
Pop No Name.
Pop No Name, yeah. And we did the video to promote the album, to have it run on different platforms. There is no music television that shows this kind of videos or this kind of or plays this kind of music. There's just music television stations for popular music. You know.
And internet also.